AngelLaCiencia.
Alright, so I just finished watching the PlayStation 5 showcase. So maybe you're gonna watch this the very next day when I upload this, or whenever I upload this. Just know that I just got finished watching the PlayStation 5 showcase. And all I gotta say is, that's how you freaking do it, Sony. That's how you freaking do it. Because I don't know what the heck Microsoft or Xbox over there, what they was doing with their reveal, but I mean, sure, the Xbox X series looks nice. I mean, it does like a turntable and kind of cool, and you can just do the wicked stuff like that on there. But Sony, PlayStation 5, my God, you guys do not cease to amaze us, your fans, me, and the whole entire world. So we're just gonna dive right into it, and it really just starts off showing the trailer for Final Fantasy. Now, I'm not much of a big Final Fantasy guy, but once I saw the new Final Fantasy 16, I was like, this is pretty interesting. And my first Final Fantasy game I played on console, well, I guess I can say, because I had no. My first Final Fantasy was Final Fantasy 7 that just came out on the PS4. So I played that, and I also went back to the original Final Fantasy 7 that was also on the PlayStation 4, but you know, the classic Final Fantasy. And it was pretty interesting. But overall, this new Final Fantasy 16, it looks pretty decent. It looks pretty good, because normally I'm not, intrigued about games like that or games like Final Fantasy, because usually it's just strategic-wise. You just press buttons on commands and you just wait for your turn and stuff like that. I was never really a big fan of that play style. But from this time around, when you can actually, not sort of say do hack and slash, but you can do attack commands and press buttons and do magic and all of that stuff, and not just waiting. It's still the same concept of Final Fantasy, but it's just more of you just moving around and attacking foes, and you don't really have to wait your turn. But yeah, that was pretty cool. And then next was the Spider-Man Miles Morales gameplay reveal, and it's pretty much like the same the last Spider-Man game. Same mechanics, same combat. I didn't think they was pretty much going to do anything that different, because we didn't know if it was going to be DLC or it was going to be a standalone game, which I'm happy it is a standalone game, because I really didn't want a DLC of just playing Miles Morales on the actual Spider-Man game, where we could just get a whole different type of game, or the same concept of the game, but it's just different with a different character. But and when I watched it, it was pretty decent and pretty good, and I was also excited to see that as well, because Spider-Man, that is pretty much the first game that I'm going to get as soon as I cop my PlayStation 5. We're going to talk about the console in itself later on, but that was pretty good. And they had some other games. If I don't remember all of the games that they showed, excuse me, even though I just watched it, but there was a lot of stuff that they showed. But I am gonna tell you the stuff that I remember. So after that, they had Hogwarts Legacy. If you've watched Harry Potter movies and stuff like that, that looked pretty interesting too. And coming from a person that's not really that into Harry Potter, even though I watch all of the movies, because I have all of the movies over here with the Blu-rays and the DVDs and stuff like that. It's not mine, it's just someone else's in the house. But yeah, that looked pretty decent, and I'm not much of a big Harry Potter fan. And from when I looked at the trailer reveal, it was like, this looks pretty interesting, because they had some Harry Potter games back in the day. For the PS3 and probably like some other systems, and you had the Lego Harry Potter and stuff like that, but I never played those games because I wasn't interested. Nothing just fed me to my mind that I should go and get up and get a Harry Potter game. But overall, this one time around, this Hogwarts Legacy, it looks pretty darn good, so that might be another game I might pick up, maybe not, I don't know. I gotta see where it goes from there, because this is just the first reveal. So when they reveal, and it's probably going to come out next year anyway, And most of these games are pretty much going to come out next year, so we pretty much don't have to wait that long. I mean, a year is still long, but you really don't have to wait that long because some of these games might come, early 2021. You never know. Call of Duty Black Ops, it's not a PlayStation exclusive, but they also showed glimpse and gameplay as well of that, and I was pretty impressed because even though the last couple of Call of Duties have not been that much interesting to me, it hasn't like caught my eye per se. I was trying to figure out what I was trying to say, but I think, what was the Call of Duty? Black Ops 4, I believe. Make sure you help me out in the comment section below if I got it wrong, but I think Black Ops 4, that was the one where they didn't have a story, right? It was one of those Call of Duties that they just had on. Yeah, it had to have been Black Ops 4. It didn't have no type of freaking online story, and it was just multiplayer. And I think that next year, I think it was World War II, if I'm not mistaken. It was one of those, but it's like I'm more of a story-driven person when I'm playing video games. I like stories. So when they had took that, I was like, but even though I still bought it, because I'll still play the multiplayer, but I really like the stories that they give in Call of Duty, because first-person stories and shooters, when it comes to Call of Duty, I really do enjoy, because not a lot of them can do that. Let's see what else did they have. Demon Souls. I'm not much of a Demon Souls fan. At first, I thought it was like another Dark Souls game, but the way that the graphics and the way that the gameplay was, it was just something similar, but so much different. They had a PlayStation 5 Plus deal where they have so many games, like God of War, Uncharted 4, the Detroit Humans. They had so many. If you were watching it, they had so many different other games that they're gonna make available for the PS5 launch. So all you gotta do is with the same concept like they've been saying months ago. You can download all of your games from your PS4 onto your PS5. It's just like the same thing with the no, because PS3 wasn't similar. No. I'm sorry. My apologies. But all of your PlayStation 4 games that you have on your system, you can pretty much download those onto your PS5. I mean, I meant to say the Xbox 360, when you can transfer your games over or download them over to your Xbox One system. So yeah, you can take all of your PlayStation 4 games. Well, not all of them, just certain games that they're allowing you to do that, which I'm quite sure there's going to be more games added for you to do that. But they're going to take these certain games that they were showing or showcasing. You can put all of those games on your PlayStation 5, download them, and they'll be ready to play. Blah 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 blah. Boom. I actually like that a lot. What else? Trying to figure out, was there anything else? Oddworld, wasn't that much pumped about it because I'm not a fan of Oddworld. They had Deathloop. Deathloop looks actually it looks interesting. What other games? I think there were some other games, but I really wasn't that pumped for it. But I'm all about giving, more games, more content for other people to have play, to play these games, because once the PlayStation 5 comes out, you don't have like a brink of games just being thrown at us. Then we're pretty much going to be bored, and we're probably going to be playing on our PlayStation 4s, still until we get some more games. So there were a lot of other games that they had, but I really wasn't interested in some other games. Not to say that the showcase was not good, because some games did look great for what they were. But if it doesn't just catches my eye, or if I'm not really in the mood, or it just looks like it's gonna do well, but it's not for me. So yeah, but I'm all about everybody having a little something for them so that they can enjoy. And with this showcase, they gave you a bit of something, if not everything, that if you were asking for, they gave you that. They also showed the Resident Evil game, the Resident Evil Village game that's coming out. Not that big much of a Resident Evil fan, even though I do have Resident Evil 3 over here. What is that? Yeah, I have Resident Evil 3 over here, because Resident Evil 3 was actually the old PlayStation, game, the regular PlayStation Classic game, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. I played that when I had a PlayStation, and that was one of the Resident Evil games that I enjoyed playing. But yeah, I had to cop that. But they showed the new Resident Evil game. So after that, after showing all of the games, the benefits that you get when you sign for PS5 Plus, you get to download all of these games. After that, they showed some more other games. Probably can't remember that much, but yeah. After that, they pretty much showed the price, and I'm actually surprised. Even though before I had a prediction that the physical was gonna be $4.90. No. Did I say that? Yeah, no. I said the PlayStation 5, the physical edition, was gonna be like $3.99, and then the digital edition was gonna be $2.99. But now they revealed the pricings. So the physical copy will be $4.99, and the digital PlayStation 5 will be $3.99. So it's actually not that bad. It's still cheap if you want to get the digital edition. And for the actual PlayStation 5, it's just mainly the same price as the Xbox One when that first came out. So I'm actually not mad at the prices. I don't know if I think I told myself, or I was just thinking to myself while I was watching, I'm probably going to get both, even though we're not going to have access to get both right now, since they're only saying they want one console in each and every household. But I think once they launch them out and they come to the United States, I will try to get a physical console, because I rather buy the digital one, because I get to download games onto my system, and that is much of a better process for me, because I get to use the internet and it can download my game, when I'm out, if I'm at work, on blah 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 blah. Because with the PlayStation 4, I was buying physical copies in the beginning, but dealing with GameStop and dealing with other places if you order it online and stuff like that, it's just, with the digital, it's not that much cheaper, but it's a little bit cheaper than you get in physical copy games. So I told myself that I would get the physical edition, because I do want to collect the disc and stuff like that. So I might as well, especially with my situation right now, not having internet access. But I will get the physical edition so I can collect and get physical copies of games. So that way, if you I don't know if they're still gonna have the same feature if you slide the disc inside of the console and then you gotta wait. I hope they don't do that crap. I'm seriously, because I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm the most techie person or the smartest person when it comes to stuff like this, but the inserting the disc into the PlayStation 4 and you have to wait for it to download, even though now it doesn't take that long to have a game be downloaded on your system when it comes to the physical copies. But before, when we had, when the PlayStation 4 first came around, it just didn't make any sense. Like, I have the disc right here. Why can't I just start? Because it would make sense for digital, but physical is whatever. But whatever. When it comes this time around, hopefully, if it does the same thing, it's probably not going to be a long process. But even if it is, so what? You still get to play your games when it's going to be, finally downloaded on your system. But I wanted to get the digital as well, because I like to download games, and it's a much faster and better process. You don't have to go out and order it, order your games and go through the process of ordering games from online and stuff, because you don't know what's going to happen. You get to stay at home and just purchase your game, and all you got to do is wait, especially if they're going to be doing 2 to 3 days away, and you get to download your game, except for just going out to a store and actually get your game. Hey, I'm sold. But but other than that, what they finally showed, at the last minute of the showcase, when I had mentioned earlier that they had God of War for the PS4, that they're going to make it available for you to play it on your system, once the system comes around in November. I think they said November 12th It's going to be where they start shipping them, and I can't remember the other date where they're going to start shipping the other ones. But since you had the PlayStation 5 Plus benefits, you get to play God of War on your PlayStation 5 when you download it. But they got another God of War game. I wasn't expecting this because we really just got God of War like 2 years ago. But God of War Ragnarok. Now, my man's Kratos is about Kratos and Atreus, or if you want to call him Loki. But now they're finning off, or they're going to be going up against Thor, because, you know, in the last game, if you played the last God of War, you saw everything that happened in that game. You know. So all I'm going to say is on and popping once the next game goes around, because Thor is not playing with Kratos, dog. But other than that, the PlayStation 5 showcase was amazing. I was thoroughly entertained. I was not bored like any given second, even if there wasn't no games that I was highly interested in. But they still gave you stuff once the console comes around, you know, on its release. So you got some games. So don't complain and say y'all ain't got no games to play, because y'all got games to play. But anywho, thank you guys for watching this video. You already know what to do. Like, share, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so to make sure that when I have videos coming out that you'll be the first to, you know, see those videos, the first to know. And hit me in the comment section if you want me to talk about certain ideas, or put it in the comment section, or if you want to give me tips about how I can go about certain videos or whatever, blah blah blah. Make sure to follow me at my social medias in the link. You know, all the links will be in the description box below. Do all of that jazz and whatnot. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.